You know, he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
Good day, guys. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm Franky, and this is the Think Tank. So back to another morning of Letecia Stauch's trial. How do you think she's doing? I don't think she's doing so great. So I am still waiting for them to pop up with a stream, probably about 8 minutes away from that happening. I do have another Lori Vallow video coming out this morning. I've been having a hell of a time with my internet. So if I happen to lose you, I will pop back in. I've been kicking myself out of all sorts of places this morning. So let's see what else is going on. Oh, the world is a scary, scary place, is it not? Smoke billows from house fire in flooded Fort something or other. Where is this happening? Oh, damn. Fort Lauderdale. Sorry, guys. Wow. Trump's face is all over the place again. So I think we're going to start off with more of her interrogation by the sounds of things. Actually. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Shauna. Yeah, the world is that. Good Lord. I want to... Interrogation video. Put that in. Oh, there we are. Don't miss a minute. A minute can be a long time in true crime, can't it? Uh-oh. Is it looking like nasty weather going your way, Shauna? Jeez. Yesterday, it took the better part of 4 hours to put a video, a 20-minute, I think it was, video into YouTube. That's how slow we are. And StreamYard's being bizarre. I started putting this into StreamYard. It usually downloads as you're doing your video, but when I finished the video, it was at something like 7%. So it just now, I'm going to be putting it into the 2-hour YouTube stream. I'll bet you it does. I'll find out. I'll bet you it takes the better part of 2 hours. Let's see. Noel Rodriguez Alvarez, they still have not found that little guy. And I have not heard anything about the parents being picked up or interrogated in India. You sound like the most ferocious Roddy I ever did run into. You sound ferocious. Scare me away. Okay, let's see here. Come on. Yeah, Lori Vello had a nap yesterday, or Tuesday it was. She had about a half hour sleep in, well, they were showing all of the kind of graphic stuff with her kids. I wouldn't want to be seeing they're showing pictures of those kids lately, and oh. Good Lord, Martha. Did y'all have a good night? Okay, I think we're good to go now. Oh, I hope it does miss you. Am I on dial-up? It may as well be. It's about that bad. But no, just really slow. I'm not quite sure. I don't really understand how everything, but we're still on like, I don't know what it's called. It still goes through my, let's see here. I don't know. I don't know. I know it's not dial-up because I lived through that crap. Oh my God, Dandy, was that not sad? What disturbed me a lot about that was, did you guys notice she was not even disturbed by him? She was literally watching that part. Everything else she was doing the cousinette, and then she was like paying attention to that. I was, oh my God, woman. Trying to get myself situated. Yeah, I bet. Hurricanes are scary. Absolutely. Brutal. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was wondering, I had to kind of make sense of that. But yeah, I would have to agree with you, Dandy. Wow. I could not believe she was watching that stuff. Like, yeah, it was disgusting. Just disgusting. I don't know what other phrase there is for it. Sick biatch. That's your kid. Okay, let's see. Will it be there? Looking, looking, looking. There it is. And we're still waiting. We didn't miss anything. Oh my God, those first couple streams, I was panicking. Like, what the hell? How come I cannot find these streams? Come on. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. Brutal sick in the brain. Damn. Do. Still nothing. I absolutely think she was watching it. I think that would entertain her to the max. You know, she's walking around with this persona of the dummy. I think she's pretty twisted. I mean, I'd be very surprised if she wasn't. I guess that would be how I would go. Really? But she had to be shown basically what she did so she can understand that she was crazy. There we go. Here comes the jury. Yeah. I don't know if it's so she could understand that she was crazy. Part of it, I think, might have been to see what was being said, in my opinion, and maybe another is to watch what the cops are up to see what, like, if everything is has gone down the way they're trying to say, she was not there. So I guess
All rise for the jury, please.
kids like that might be a little shocking. I'd like to think that she'd be shocked and mortified. Then you got this piece of work, right? Oh, it was her, all right. She knew she was there. Like she knew exactly what was going on. She knew when to get out of the country. She knew when to have friends over.
Stauch record should reflect the jury.
She knew not to tell people things.
Video. I think we're going to start it right at that same point. Prosecution.
I think with multiple personalities, you would see a kind of like a drastic change in other times too. From what I understand, she still thinks people are after her. She probably doesn't. She's probably right. Maybe just not for the reasons she thinks.
So this is where I should have like made this mistake. So I drive to the so Larson Ranch. At the end of Larson Ranch is a bunch of new builds, like construction, things like that. I drive to the new build. I was gonna be like, hey, look, here knows how to, fix it. Because if I get online and start calling people and they'll be like, make an appointment, I figure I might find somebody that, would do like a little side job and come and help us fix when I say carpet, I'm talking about fix the living room, the spot that I had cut out or whatever. So I did. I pulled up. On the back part, there were some new houses being built, and there were some like Hispanic, and I'm not saying that to be like discriminatory. There were Hispanic people that were out there, and I was like, "Hey, do you know where you can get the carpet that is in the Larson Ranch model home?" So I told him the model home, which was the same home that we had. I mean, I don't know if it's the model home, but I gave him the name because I asked, like, I looked online for the company for the name. I said it's in this. He's like, everybody has that same carpet. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we got a roll of the carpet.
Where'd you get that from?
We got it from the guy on the scene. Like I say, on the scene, but the construction area. So we got the carpet from the guy in the construction area. Well, I didn't get it then. He said he was going to bring it to me. So I gave him the address. Mm-hmm. This is where I messed up. I gave him, and this is why I couldn't tell you this in front of Albert. I gave him our code to get in because he was going to go fix it. And I just assumed working in the house, he was going to be okay, whatever. And me and Gannon left. I just said, hey, this is.
Did you give him the garage door code?
Yeah.
And what about the alarm?
Well, if you go in through, say, like you're walking in through our house, there's no sensor, so we always keep it on our alarm, and you can walk in through the garage and the alarm will never set off or off. Never.
Okay.
And the reason for that is like there's no door, like there's nothing that tells that door that it's open. You can send.
So you don't have a sensor there.
Right. So we just always, and the kids come in every day in the garage and never have to like set, reset, anything like that.
Okay.
So me and Deanna go on. I don't remember exactly where we went first. I know we rode a little bit because I was looking for different places to buy the dogs some like different cute outfits because sometimes I get them at Ross. Petco has some really good deals going on right now. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Petco. Deanna was like, at that point, it was like he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. He wasn't complaining about like any like pain on his arms or anything like that. He just said he wanted to lay down because his stomach was hurting. So we were in Albert's truck. So we lay down. He lays down in the back of the truck. So he's just laying down, whatever. I went to Petco. I can't remember if I went in the store beside Petco. I know we went some places around town, just different locations.
What places did you go to?
I know I went to Petco. I know I went to a gas station to get gas.
Which Petco did you go to?
The one at is it Nevada and something?
Okay.
I don't remember
The newer one, like that
It's
bigger
nice.
shopping
It's
center?
a nice area. That's the area I basically was in for. I wasn't gone that long for most of the time frame. That was the area that I was in, and then I made the wrong. When you're coming back and it tells you go this way, I made the wrong exit. Like I got in the wrong one, so I went back. I guess that would be. I went north a little bit before I turned around to come back because I made the wrong one. So I get back and let's see. I can't. Did we go eat at that time? I thought I didn't get anything to eat. Maybe I just got Starbucks. I could look at my credit card or something like that. See if you want to look and see what I spent that day. You want me to look?
No, well,
Okay.
eventually, yes.
Okay.
That would be helpful.
Okay. So I remember what happened. Then I realized I had to go back to Petco. That's why we turned around and came back because I started off. I bought 2 outfits, maybe 1 or 2, and then I came back in Petco, and I got the rest of the outfits that were on there because I was like, I'll go 2 more for this price. So I did go back to Petco twice. So I'm sure you'll see that.
Long in between did you go?
Let's see, if we left at 10 something, it's like a 30-minute drive from Lorson Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got there, got gas, got Starbucks, maybe I was there at 11-ish. I don't want to say time because
So you go to Petco the first time, and then how long in between the first visit and the second visit to Petco?
Can I give you that like looking up
A guesstimate or
maybe an hour?
maybe an hour? You have like any tracker apps or anything on your phone? Because I know, like for me, I have that Life 360,
Yeah.
and it'll tell me.
You want me to show
Yeah.
you what we think? Okay.
It'll tell me, what my
that's
short
just
trips are. It'll even tell me if I walked somewhere. It's freaking awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I just get tracked by Google. I have an Android phone, so it just tells me.
My family likes to know where I'm at, so
Well, I do that to Harley because, Harley, was the only child, and then her father was killed. So it's always like she and I, and like she was like really all I had until I got remarried or whatever.
Mhm.
So I kind of like do maybe a little over board of stalking them.
Hey, you know what?
Do that right now. I'm like, all right, let's see.
Do you have the one with the subscription? I'm like trying to figure out if I should get that or not.
I don't. She always says something about purchasing it. She said it would tell if
Like
you
if it's
like
crash
right.
detected
That's what
and
she was saying.
yeah.
And she was saying that it was kind of like how the Apple Watch would do if you had a crash detection, it would alert authorities. Let's say, yeah, okay, this is, I don't know if this is like a service thing, but it's on. I would say, I would say hour-ish because I'm a very indecisive person when it comes to like shopping. So I had to go back and make my mind up. I can leave it right here, but it's loading. I think maybe.
Can I see it? Maybe it'll give me better reception.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Give a password or something. I can put it in.
No, I could do my finger.
Okay. sometimes this corner, if you hold it up high, it'll, because I know people watching, I don't want them to have my passcode in, and they'll know our code for a lot of stuff. All right, here we go. Is it working? No. Oh, that corner is like typically the sweet corner. Hold it up here? Yeah. We can set it down here. Let's see if it kicks on.
Why would
Um,
you give that code to
Okay,
someone
so
you
make
don't
the second
know?
trip to go back and buy more
Oh, this
outfits.
woman.
Mhm. And then where do you go from there? Is Gannon still telling you that he wants to like lay down? How's he doing? Something happened. There you go. Yeah, I told you this was a sweet corner. It says purchase could not be completed. I didn't purchase anything. The purchase cannot be completed. Huh? What does that mean? I have no idea. I've never had that pop open before. The purchase could not be completed. Please try again later. Well, I mean, we tried. I guess it says the access signal, so. Membership includes two. How long have you guys had that app?
Oh, look at her with her
Oh,
lawyer.
God. Started driving for a long time. Okay. Yeah, maybe a long time. Yeah. I want to say, like, it's never had me do a purchase. It just says. It didn't even ask me to put anything. Purchase did not be completed.
Where's Mixie? Mixie.
You didn't hit anything. I didn't hit anything. Okay.
I can't see her.
So you go back to Petco the second time. Does Gannon, these places that
Sorry, I was gonna say, it says crash detection disabled. Does that mean I don't have the?
yours looks different than mine does. You don't have a subscription?
Mm-mm. Like it gives me, but it sends me all the alerts. Like it says, like Carly arrived home.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get those too.
Yeah.
If you have certain places set, like
No,
work
I get
or
those.
home.
Yeah, well, I get the work at home, but it'll say completed a 4-mile drive, completed a 15.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I think we might have different versions because I had Android. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. So when you and Gannon are out running around to these places and you know, getting your gas and your coffee and Petco a couple times, and does he go into the stores with you?
no,
or?
but I parked, and I know you're gonna see this, so I'm gonna just say that I parked on the front, and like I don't know if you'll probably, if you see the Petco cameras. I'm in the, can I show you? Sure. I'm in the store a lot of times walking back to the front door doing this. And my point of doing that is because I was making sure that I didn't see him, like, you know, if he needed something or like getting out or whatever. And he stays in the car, like, I really stay in the car all the time with, like, if like Lena's in the car, and he'll be like, it's okay, stay here, buddy, we'll be right back. Didn't think anything of it because he had a Switch with him and he was playing a Switch.
Did he know what store you were in?
Yeah, Petco.
So like if he needed you or whatever else.
But and I did keep walking to the door several times, and I'm pretty sure I did it on the second visit too, walking back to the door just to make sure. You know, like if he was like, oh, you know, sure, if I need you, or whatever. Sure. So yeah, you can see that on there. So when
I'm sorry, Max,
what
or
I did in there,
Dandy.
So you're just in there shopping, and then
it wasn't even a long shop.
okay,
Like it wasn't.
and then you come back out, and then where do you go?
So I know we were right in that area, like different places, but I don't think I stopped anywhere else specific to get anything other than Starbucks. I made a wrong turn, and then 2 times at Petco, and I was looking for Marshalls, but
After the second time at Petco, did you go anywhere?
I think after that Petco is when we started to head home.
Okay, so you go home.
And I want to give you like an accurate of that if I pull this up, because I feel like right after Petco we went home. I don't want you
to try and bring it up.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that I missed a stop or something. And I will tell you, on the way there, we did stop and get gas somewhere. Okay. I can't remember if it was on the way there or way home.
Do you remember what station?
But we did stop and get gas.
7-Eleven.
Here,
Come and go.
do you gotta go?
I hate to do this. Yeah, I need to run out. I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Okay. It shouldn't take me very long, hopefully. But please continue talking with Detective Houston, and then whenever I get done with that, I'm gonna come back in and we'll get back on again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up too. And it's, oh.
Sure. The USA app is being slow too.
Is it my phone?
I don't. You can try that corner again. It might. The floor is a little weird. So, after you guys left Petco,
Mm-hmm.
so did you buy something there that time or?
The second time, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And I know she kept asking me about what was Gannon doing, what was he, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to say this about getting back.
Okay.
So everyone has been, like about this whole thing about camera footage and this happened because we didn't see this or didn't see this. So I'm very sorry.
What do you mean, everyone?
So like my whole family is being harassed. My mom is being threatened to be killed. My daughter is being stalked. That's why it took me a while to get here because I had to put some safety measures in for her own well-being.
Okay.
And my family from back home is being threatened. People are saying they're sending people after them.
Okay.
All those things. So, there's always a world of people making situations and saying, let's be a good person, but then threaten someone else.
Okay.
And so being aware of that's what was going on. So in between all that and all these people were sending me like messages, people were saying blah, blah, blah. I didn't respond to any of them. During all that, there was something along the lines of someone checked neighbors 2 doors down or something, camera footage, and never saw anyone do this or that. Like, I don't know, like specifics. But my point behind telling you that is, if this is what you guys, and I'm not saying this is what you're basing stuff on, if this is what you're basing stuff on, is like in the day and age timeline, security, things like that, you will see on somebody's security, Gannon and I run to the car at 10 something that morning and be returning at 2 something. Okay. So I remember specifically the truck, I pulled it right in front of the ring. And like,
More ring?
yes, but we don't have a subscription.
Okay.
But according to these neighbors who can see all the way to the truck every day,
Okay.
they should be able to show you during those time frames that we run in, we run out, he runs back in, whatever.
Okay.
And then
So you leave around 10 something and then you get back around 2 something.
I feel like it was like 2:35, 2:25, 2 something.
Okay.
Because I knew I had to be back in time to do a couple of things, and then I knew Lane would be coming there. I knew Harley would be getting off work, yada, yada, yada. So that was the whole thing. So going on from there, Gannon goes inside, I think first. I don't want to misquote myself, but I'm pretty sure he ran in first. And I had the bag for Petco and all that stuff from Gannon. Now, I don't.
Which store did you guys use?
We always go in through the garage if we like park like on the front part of the yard or things like that.
Sure.
So we go in through the garage.
Okay.
He goes in through the garage. I go in. I'm getting ready to put up things, stuff like that. And this is where it got. I made a mistake. This is it.
Okay.
So as we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe Gannon was like doing something. Maybe we were like doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was in there. And I gave him the code.
The guy from the.
Yeah, it's all my fault. I gave him a code to fix the carpet. And he was inside. I noticed when I had like walked in and I saw we have like a little bookshelf thingy. I keep my shades in there too, but we also have like our guns and stuff. I saw it was open, but in my mind I thought maybe I left my shades or whatever.
Your sunglasses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it when I heard the noise, and I just started walking downstairs. But I didn't walk downstairs with like a gun or anything like that. So I started walking downstairs, and then when I walked downstairs, I hear something again. Well, at that point in time, Gannon was on the sofa, and I saw him, and I heard something again, and I walked on around to where so Gannon's room is here, and then there's a storage closet here.
Okay.
And I heard something, and so I walked to the storage closet to open the storage closet, and when I do it, he was standing in there, and he had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes.
Okay.
She had on gloves.
Okay.
And I was
Okay.
And then he just knocked me down and like towards Shannon's room. And he was hitting on me and it was like hard, like on the ground. And he was trying to like, rape me and I told her. I said, I have to tell you about it.
Okay.
And like from there on was like in a blur because I was trying so hard because Shannon had a table in his room and I went back and hit my head on it. Like with him, Shannon runs inside the room and like tries to like, be helpful, do something, whatever. And from there, it was kind of like a blur, everything else that was going on. Because I was just like crying, I was freaking out. And I swear to God, I don't know what. I really don't know. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I'm just like, in the moment thinking, like these memories of like, wow, like the thing was open, he had the gun, and I didn't remember what happened there. And so I kind of like blacked out just a little bit. And so all these things are going into my mind as I'm blacked out. I don't know if like, I know he was like, when Gannon was like trying to get on him, I know he was like moving Gannon and, like, and it was just all like, so like a cycle to me. And so I'm like out of it for a little bit, just for a little bit. And then from when the time I woke up, I say woke up, but like I kind of like that a little bit. And I immediately like freaked out. I was like, I couldn't find Gannon. It was like the guy was still in the house. Lena was on the way. I didn't know where Gannon was at because I was calling for Gannon. I thought he was hiding. Like I legit thought he was hiding in like maybe the other closet that was on the other side, the other, whatever. I thought he was hiding. Like, I was so scared. So I run up the stairs because I hear, I know it's like almost time for Lena, and I hear that the Ring app had like an alert for someone at the front door, but it could have been just like Amazon or something driving by because there was nobody at the front door. And then I run back downstairs because in my mind I was like thinking, where is Gannon? And I didn't want to leave and like run outside and scream and go crazy because I did not know where he was at the time. And everybody says to me, like, because I told Albert and them about it, and they're like, why didn't you like run to go get help? And I didn't want to leave to go get help, and I was terrified because I know Albert would kill me because Gannon was still in there. So then when I get downstairs, he has the gun, and he has Gannon, and I'm sitting there like freaking out, like what am I doing? And Lena does make it through the door at this time. And then so I go upstairs because I know that he was like, don't say anything, because I didn't know if someone thought like it was a cop or if someone heard something, or I didn't know anything. So my thought process was, if I say anything, Gannon's down here, I need to just be as cool as possible at like, because we order things on Amazon like all the time, books and things like that. So it was Lena. So the reason I sent Lena away was because I wanted her to be safe too. So I sent Lena on a mission to go get like the mail. Lena, it never gets the mail. Nothing like that. I sent her on a mission to go get the mail.
Okay.
And so I just started making up random things for Lena to go do. And I looked at Lena and I said, she was standing there, I was like, just stay gone for a little while. Because I didn't want her coming back and then that's, like her in the situation as we were too. So like in my mind, I think if I say anything, if I do anything, I just didn't know what to do. I was in complete panic. So I go back downstairs again and I'm like pleading and like talking and like all these things going on. Like just back and forth with him. And why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? And then it just started being like a hustle and puzzle, like back and forth. I don't even remember how it kept going for, like maybe I say 5 or 10 minutes, but I don't know if it was that long. And then he was like on top of me again. And then I kind of lied out again because he hit my head again.
Oh, really?
And then I was on the table that was inside, like in between there's a red blue table in there.
Okay.
He forced me in there again, and he was trying to do it again. And I was just like losing my mind, like completely. Like Albert's sister was raped. And so like, in my mind, I kept thinking, Albert's going to be like I'm nothing. And I shouldn't have been thinking about that. I shouldn't have been, but I was. And that was all I could keep thinking about, like, was like, Albert was gonna be upset, Gana's over here, Lena's coming, and all these emotions are running through there. And he was like, he asked me to give him a suitcase, and I gave him a brown suitcase. And then he hit me on the head again, and I was like, right here. He just kept like hitting me right there like that.
Okay.
And so then he did that, and then I blacked out again. I was
Okay.
having a panic attack. And then I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that I did lie. I did. When they came, I did say, Gana left, whatever. You know that.
Okay.
But he never did. He never left to go play. I just didn't know what to do, and I panicked in the moment. And I didn't want Albert to be like trying to hurt us. But we kind of get in a lot of fights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I just want you to know that's the only reason that I made up the lie, is because I knew that I didn't want to face the consequences of, trying to explain to him all that was going on. Because he was saying to me, you're trying to make this about you. This is not about you. And I knew all those things because I've lived in it. So I panicked, and I just told a story, and I was going to try to think of like, plan. And I'm sorry that it might have delayed, like looking for Gana, but I do not know where Gana was. I do not know. I do not know his whereabouts from that point on. But it was still in the same time frame that I gave you guys. So there was no contradictory to that same time frame, because it still was about 4 o'clock.
So go over the time frame with me. What was the time frame?
It had to be around like 4
Okay.
ish, because Harley gets off at 4:30.
Okay.
And so Harley had just gotten home, or no, was on her way home or something. And my phone was like alerting. I knew Harley was on her way home. And I was going to tell Harley when she got there. I was going to be like, look, this is what happened. We need to get help. We need to call 911. And all I kept thinking about was, it's going to be my fault. Because I gave him the code. He bought the carpet. He did all that.
Okay.
And
Did he fix it?
I just said, no, I had already cut it.
Oh,
He
okay.
brought the big roll of carpet. It's at the house. He brought
Oh,
that.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
where's that at the house?
it's in the back storage room.
Okay. Is that the one that he was hiding in?
Huh?
Is that the storage room that he was in?
Yes.
Whenever you went down there?
Yes, I put the carpet back in the storage room. The reason I put the carpet back in there because it was laying like in the like. So the storage room right here, it had fallen over at some point when all this was going on. So I picked it up and put it back like on the thing. I rolled it up.
Oh.
It wasn't all the way rolled out, but it was like somewhat rolled out through the commotion, and I rolled it back up and put it
Okay.
on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the time frame is that 4 o'clock is whenever,
I don't want to tell you exactly before. I don't like saying that because I
about
don't
4
want you-
o'clock was whenever, we can say about.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
So
Did
Lena's-
Harley come home or?
yeah, Lane is still out and about. Harley's home, comes home or whatever. I'm pacing the house, like trying to think of a plan of like, what do I do? And I should have like immediately like gotten on the phone, did whatever. But all I kept thinking about was, it's all my fault. It's my fault because Albert's going to say to me, you gave some stranger access to our home. This is all on you. And in my mind, I thought I could fix it. Like in my mind, I thought I could fix this. And I don't know why I thought that. That was horrible decision making problem. But it also was in a very emotional state that in normal situations, people can say all they want. I will call, I would do this, I would do this. But if you're not in a situation, everybody handles things differently.
Sure.
And I was making an irrational decision in a panic situation when I should have immediately, being an educator, being all these things, it should have been one of those things where it was immediate, know how to answer. And you might think, this girl's going to want to be a flight attendant. She's got to be able to think fast. It was not that easy in the moment because my mind was in so many directions that I could fix it.
Sure.
I literally thought I was going to fix it.
Sure.
And that was where it went from there. So I was going to tell Harley. I didn't tell Harley. I paced around the situation and was thinking, okay, if I don't have any kind of like information, like if I don't have a plan in my brain by a certain time, that's when I'm going to call.
Okay.
And so that's how.
So you had like predetermined a time that you were gonna call if you hadn't figured it
Well, I didn't
out?
come up with a specific time, but in my brain I kept saying, okay, I got to act soon. But I knew that, you know, I'm like thinking by 6:30, like I need to make a good decision, because
Okay.
what am I going to tell the girls? Because they're going to be like, you know, like, where's Gannon? Da, da, da. Like because we were going to all go eat sushi. So that was where that time frame
Okay.
would have been like, what am I supposed to do? Go get in the car and be like, Ganna's not going with us. I couldn't keep going on and on with the irrational decision of not calling 911.
Okay.
And I had to stop the decision.
So what happened? So tell me what happened as it went on.
So I called 911.
Okay.
And they said, hey, sorry, you know, this is not an emergency. You have to call this other line.
Okay.
So I called the other line, and it was a 4-hour wait for them to get there.
Okay.
So 4 hours later, they came. I'm still in a panic set. I'm like, these people are, nothing I say is going to solve this situation. So I did say that, can't live at this time. Again, I admitted it's a very rational decision, because it could have been more helpful to be honest and say, this is the description, here's who we're looking for, instead of like the situation being like, he was gone. And that was horrible. I should have done that because I panicked.
Okay.
I need to make a decision.
Okay.
You know, and so from then on, that's when you guys came. They came through, asked me questions. They searched the house, every room, flashlight, you know, whatever. They went outside in the garage. They searched my car. Blah 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 blah.
Okay. And was Harley there at this time?
When they did the searches,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because she had this was it took like 4 hours. So it was like later in the night that this had happened.
Okay. So when you say they searched your car, which car did they search?
Like the car, my car, like the black car.
The black car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like so there was a deputy, there was like 6 or 7. And then one of those deputies that responded to the scene, he came around with a flashlight, and he like searched like everything, like up and down every room, would ask me questions like, would this wallet be here? Would this be here? You know, like, would this be here? Would this be here?
Sure. Trying
So
to figure
I
out
put
what's normal, what's
right,
not normal.
and I put everything back in order. Like,
Okay.
like I told you I moved the carpet, you know, I fixed the situation because I was being stupid. And I should have told them what had really happened.
Okay.
And so he went through everything. He went through the outside, he went through the car, he went through the trunk, he went through everything.
Like he actually got into the car?
He wanted my ID.
Okay.
And he asked me, he said, do you mind if I look around? He
Sure.
said, in the garage, he opened my car. In fact, he left my car to open because the next morning the back door was open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he went in the car doors. I mean, I'm sure you guys have a record of who was in there. But he opened the car, opened up the trunk. He looked through the bags that were in the trunk. He looked through everything in the garage, with the bags, whatever over here. Came back in. He did the same thing, and you know, like in different parts.
So he's trying to be like really thorough.
Yeah, like trying to be really, really thorough. He was going through every part of the house.
Okay.
And he asked me, was anything missing? And it was the truth. There was nothing missing, because I did take the gun that he had. I did put the gun back.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. So, was there anything else that happened on Monday? Like, did you talk to Harley about it, or
about what I told you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I told them the first situation.
Like what you told our dispatch?
Right.
That and that was that Gannon went to go play at a friend's house.
Right.
And do you remember the friend's house name?
And I never gave anyone a name or anything at all.
Okay.
And also too, like, I didn't want to leave out any key points or whatever.
Sure.
I had my headphones on because when I was like upstairs when it all started, I had my headphones on, so my headphones were still on through the whole scene. So that's why if you ask me like where, like, did you hear any noises? Did you hear anyone leaving? Did you hear the alarm go back off? I had my headphones still on. They were still on my head.
When you came inside the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I had my headphones still on when I came inside the house. Like not coming in the house with them, but like in the house. When I went downstairs, I still had my headphones on. Yeah, like I did like this.
Okay, so help me understand.
Yeah.
So when you came into the house, you didn't have them on, but then you had them on when you went downstairs?
Yeah, because I came in doing like a normal, I would get ready to listen to music, I was gonna work out.
Oh, okay.
So I like, you know, you like move them back and forth.
What kind do you have?
Like I have Beats audio.
Like
the,
the ones that go over or
Yeah.
like they come in?
yeah, the ones that like,
Okay.
like they kind of like smash your head in or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always have to,
Like
yeah, I always have
buttons
to,
on your
like,
head?
always have to like move them, you know, like back and forth and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's what I was doing, like moving them when I was like, do I hear something? You know, because it's kind of like I heard something, but I wasn't sure that I heard something at all. And that's when I started when I'm there.
Okay. And are they like noise canceling or anything like that, or ambient sound, or do they just do like play regular music?
I mean, I think they would be voice canceling, right? Because that would be,
I don't know. I think you can get them either way.
that would be Beats. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you can get them either way. So I didn't know if you knew.
Yeah, I don't know. We have two different pairs, and the one like we have two different, and I know one of them is like the push, you know, like push in kind or whatever, and the other one doesn't push in as much, and I have the ones that like. So that
So
might
you
be,
have two different pairs.
no, Albert. I'm saying like we have two.
It's a family.
Yeah.
So which ones were you wearing?
Mine.
Okay, which color are those?
Like they're like a little gold or maybe like a matte gold or
Okay. And what color are Albert?
black and red, I think.
Okay.
I think.
We just want to make sure
Yeah.
that, you know, like if we see them or whatever again, then we know which ones are yours,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
ones are his. So that it's like, you know, if you said that that your head got hit and stuff like that, and we'll go back to that
Right.
a little bit, but maybe if he like touched them or something like that, then we want to make sure that we get the right ones.
Right.
So was there anything else that happened Monday, like after the deputies left or anything like that?
No, so I went out to my car that morning because I knew that Albert was going to fly in or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and so normal like routine, you know, like I got up, whatever. I got in my car and I realized that the guy had left the back door open, and then so I was like, oh, my car might not crank. And I, you know, drive out and I drive down the street because I was going to drive my car, blah, 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 to pick it up. And I decided to come back because it was too early. His flight wasn't coming in until 8:53.
Okay.
And I was going to like, honestly, just drive. I had to think in my brain, you know, I was like, this is the best thing. But I didn't. I just drove down the street and back.
And that was in your black car? Okay. And then you ended up picking him up later?
Yeah.
And you took your black car to do that?
No, so, well, yes. So what happened is I took my black car, but I sent him a message earlier and I said, hey, and is it okay if we get a rental car?
Okay.
And he said, yes. I have a leased vehicle, so you can only put like 1,000 miles on it. And I'm like pretty anal about, you know, like I don't want to go over and that type of thing.
Okay.
So his car is very expensive on gas. So I was going to get I did get a little economy car, and I knew we'd be driving around everywhere. Everybody was like searching. And in my mind, I was like freaking out because I'm going to blame because they someone our codes and our home. And so I was like, I know we're going to drive everywhere all day. So I was like, I'm going to get a rental car.
Okay.
So I did. And so I got my rental car and I left my black car at the airport.
You left it at the airport.
Right. Because I had to have a way to, like, I didn't walk, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Albert asked me where my car was at, and I told him it was at French. The reason I told him that is because Albert and I get in a lot of fusses about this whole working and changing career thing that you guys, I told you about in the beginning. And that was like a personal situation that I didn't want to fuss with him about, you know, like the working and changing, you're going to give up your career for this. So I just said, he knew I had just worked at French. So he knew that. So I said, it was at French, one of my friends brought me. That's what I told him.
Okay.
So that's why he thought it was at French, but it was my way of, so he thought that he knew I had to go get my stuff from French because I'd stopped working there. So, and that's kind of, I wanted it to go with the story because I wasn't ready yet to tell him I wasn't returning it at all to education. It just wasn't.
Okay, so he doesn't know that yet.
Well, he knows that like I'm gonna be a flight attendant, and oh, never mind, I can't do it because I've been back and forth. You're gonna go from making I made like 60 grand to I think they make like $18 to $20 an hour, but you could only do so many things like reserve shifts. You got my crash pads, so I'm back and forth on something I really want to do and the money. So
Okay.
I went back and forth with him on that, and that was just one of those things where I just wasn't prepared to be like, oh, you're gonna be a teacher again. Oh, you're gonna do this again. Oh, you're back at the school again. Blah blah blah. You know,
Okay.
so you're back at subbing again. So
So you drove to the airport in your black car.
Mhm.
Okay. What time did you do that?
his flight landed at 8:50 something. So I got there in time to park my car, and then I walked up to the thing, and he was coming down the escalator,
Mhm.
and then I go over to budget, and I get the rental car. He's sitting on the little corner over here waiting on his bags. And we walk out, we get the car.
Okay. And so where did you park your car at the airport? Do you remember?
In the short term parking, maybe about like middle.
Okay.
It's a long, like the short term, like it goes from, you got the rental cars, the section here, section, so it went to like the farther section, and maybe like over here.
Okay. Okay. And then so you're in your black car this morning.
Right.
Okay.
Because I had to turn the rental car back in.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you picked your car up this morning?
No. So I took the rental car back last night because I didn't know what time situation, he's upset with me for not telling you guys first, so that, it could have been a quicker search or whatever the case may be. So I didn't know, like, I thought we were going to have to stay, like in a hotel or something.
Mhm.
So I parked my car. My Harley picked me up because I was going to get a room at the hotel.
Okay.
And so I thought you guys do that because it was sheriff's there this morning. So.
Well, people are working different pieces,
Yeah.
and so I just want to make sure that while we're talking that I have all of the information,
Right.
So if I ask you something that you feel like has already been covered before, I'm not trying to be a brat or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we have everything. We're all on the same
Right.
page with everything. Okay. So you drove the rental car back last night, early this morning.
No, it was last night. It wasn't that late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Harley picked you up,
Mhm.
and you left your car at the airport still?
No. Okay. So I drove the rental car back,
Mm-hmm.
got in my car,
Okay.
left.
Okay.
Okay. So I didn't have anywhere to go because they're fussing at me, and people are not, everything's going on in the searches and things like that. So I didn't really have anywhere to go, and some of my stuff was at home, so I didn't have a card to get gas. I didn't have anything like that. So I was basically like just, like going somewhere parking, like trying to stay warm because it got a little bit cold or whatever.
Sure.
So finally I gave in and was like, Albert, look, and he was like, I need you to tell me the truth. And that's when I started messaging her that, hey, Wood, I'm gonna come home and I'm sorry. I'll tell you exactly what happened. It's all my fault because I should have let everyone know that I gave someone the code, and I tried to replace the car. So at that point, I leave my car at the hotel, which was near Harley's work,
Okay.
and Albert was like, "You guys coming?" And I said, "Yes, we're on our way." I leave my car at the hotel the entire night, and leaving Harley's car. We stay at home tonight, last night, and then I come back with Harley when she came to work this morning, and I walk over to the hotel.
Okay. So had you gone and gotten a hotel room and then changed your mind and decided to stay home?
No,
Parked your car?
No, I parked my car because I was going to get a hotel. And
Okay.
my thought process was if we got in Harley's car and went home, and I didn't want people like his ex-wife is there. I didn't want people like, the domestic type situations like going on,
Okay.
with me, myself against, like her family and that type of thing. So my plan was we'll just come back here and stay at the hotel if we have to.
Sure.
So that was the whole point of me leaving my car there.
Okay. Do you remember which hotel it was?
Yes, it's IHG, the Holiday Inn that was right there.
Holiday Inn?
Yeah, and again, that's where the police were at all morning, where my car was at.
We were?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been something separate, but I just assumed because when I got in my car to pick it up, I was just like, hey,
work
at the one at Center Point.
Center Point,
Mhm.
so over by like the movie theater and stuff like that. Okay. And it was sheriff cars or CSPD cars?
El Paso, whatever, white and maybe green, white and something.
Okay.
I just assumed they were there because you guys think my car was there, but I parked it there because we First of all, I only drove one car in case it came back. You know,
Okay.
to stay at the hotel. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it was parked there.
Okay.
And then I picked it back up this morning. So.
Picked it back up this morning.
Yeah.
And then you came here, or
Yeah.
did you go anywhere first?
No, I was just driving around because I was on the phone trying to figure out situations for, like, my mom was getting, like I told you, was getting all these messages. So I wanted to like talk to them because they were freaking out and I hadn't been able to talk to them in the last 24 hours. So at that point, my mom was like worried that I hadn't told her, why are these people, you know, in her death threat, you know. And so at that point in time, I had to make that decision to focus on making sure my mom knew, like, hey, listen, don't respond to, you know, anything people say, you know, and that type of thing.
So I did have one question. I know, like, and it was probably really frustrating. I know your husband was upset and stuff like that too. Like, we took a long time to get out there for, I guess we were under the impression that it was a runaway or whatever.
Right.
So it took longer.
You know, in her death threat, you know, and so at that point in time, I had to make that decision to focus on making sure my mom knew, like, hey, listen, don't respond to, you know, anything people say, you know, and that type of thing.
So I just have one question. I know, like, and it was probably really frustrating. I know your husband was upset and stuff like that too. Like, we took a long time to get out there for, I guess we were under the impression that it was a runaway or whatever.
Right.
So it took longer to get out there to you guys. But in the meantime, like, when we did get out there, there's like all these people out in the neighborhood and like stuff going on in Facebook and stuff like that. How did that happen? Like,
Albert had someone else start talking on Facebook.
Okay.
One of the kids' mom.
okay.
So she like initiated something on Facebook, and then of course all the people comment on it.
Okay.
Because the community page is a quite active page for.
Okay. I didn't know if like you had posted something or if Albert.
Not originally. He had the little Cambria
Okay.
to post an original post initially, and then
Okay. Is that like a friend of your guys's or?
that's one of the kids, Braden's mom.
Okay. 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 All right. So I want to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Just to
I
kind of.
think I could like use the restroom really fast.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
What I didn't get to eat all this. We don't have to like be like. Is it
No, we're coming back. We're
okay?
coming
I was
back.
gonna say, was it like a long-term process or something like that?
No, you can just leave everything wherever it is, and we don't have to like clean up anything or anything like that. And I'll just show you where the restroom is. Do you want to leave that here or move what? Your hot pocket. Oh, you don't want to take it to the bathroom, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Put my poster on it.
Yeah, no, that's a good stretch break. Take a seventh inning stretch break here.
You would have thought they'd be able to like just pass through this part. I don't know.
Okay.
I think runaways are in as much danger as a lot of these situations, and they should be priority. They're still kids.
Anything else? You need another coat? Okay, thank you. Water or anything?
You see, yeah, that's not great either, is it? Yeah. Brutal. Mine used to kick me out, so no one was looking for me. Special place in hell for some of these women, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, Maxie.
Sorry, yeah.
We're vintage.
I can't go to lose his job. If he loses his job, I don't know. Like, it wouldn't work out that well.
High-end vintage.
I know. I'm not going to do that because Albert will lose his job. Okay. All right, let me do. Sorry, I didn't know you were on the phone. It's okay. Sorry, you know, a little caffeine. Oh. Okay. So I just want to back up with you.
Not sure what that is,
We kind of have
Maxie.
like a good overview of everything, but so we can get really narrowing down to try and gain it and everything else like that. I just want to try and get some more specific stuff on everything. Yeah. So I did write some stuff down. So I did. So going back to the just a little bit to the fire part.
Antique
you said that
Works.
Gannon had some stuff on his arms. What part of his arms was that? Like I don't remember. Like the inner area. You can point to like wherever. Like in this, like in the inner area, like this. Okay, so like right here. Yeah, but like the burns were like not like you're thinking like round burns. It was more of like not like burns that are like this. Right here. It was more of not necessarily burns, but like a little bit of, like skin. Like it was like skin peeling, like in one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so that was like on his left arm, his right arm. It was on both arms because remember when I came in, I took the covers and like basically like got on top of both of, like on him and the fire. Not like him pushing him on the fire, but like you know, like I was just trying to get the fire out. Okay. And he was like hanging off the side of the off the side of the sofa. And he was still asleep? No, he was like saying my name. Like he was alert, like what's going on because he had just like woken up. Okay. Yeah. So he was
What the
not having a full
hell?
conversation with me, but as in just like calling my name, and he's like, "I'm so sorry." He kept saying he was sorry. He didn't mean to do it. Daddy's been around me for a year. So it was him thinking, "Oh my gosh, shoot!" Like kind of like waking up being like, "Oh shit, I just made a mistake." Like we would say in the mind of a kid. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Okay. So the next day,
Mhm.
you go to, like, you're trying to figure out how to get this carpet fixed.
Mhm.
And you said that you had already, you cut the carpet?
I cut the carpet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you use to cut the carpet?
I had Albert has like these tools that are like wood working tools, like chisels and I don't know the specific name of the ones, but they're like a little saw things. And I just like took the carpet and did like this.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I didn't necessarily saw it, but I just kind of was like, they're very sharp tools. He has a lot of woodworking tools and stuff in the garage. So I just took one of those things, got like a handle, and
What color? You know, like he is.
because I tried with the box cutter,
Uh-huh.
but I couldn't, like it wasn't like deep enough to like really pull whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I tried a couple times with a box cutter until I get kind of like started the process, but then I had to get like a stronger object or whatever
Okay.
to do it.
Okay, sure.
Box cutters
You
will
cut the
cut
carpet,
through
and then
carpet.
you guys are gonna
Damn
go try
straight.
to figure out how to like get this fixed or whatever else. So you said that you went over to like where some new construction is.
Mhm.
Do you remember? Can you tell me more about that?
I'm not familiar with the area. I mean, I could, if you want me to drive you there, or next, like, or whatever. I don't know, like, they give you street names and stuff like that.
Sure, that's fine. But can you just describe it for me a little bit better?
Okay, so like the school, there's the school in the back, and so there's a bunch of new builds
Okay.
that are in the area right near the school.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember, like, when you went to the new builds and stuff like that, was it, like, the first house in, or, like, 12 houses in, or
Yeah, I was
how far in did you have to
There
go?
was a couple, but I'd rather just go show you because you're going to quote me on me telling you an estimate of the number, and I don't think that's fair to me. So I can give you an accurate description of which house it was.
Okay, well, for now, let's go with what you kind of remember. Like, do you remember, did you have to drive far in there, or just a short distance?
I don't know what you mean by like,
Not
far in
one
there.
Like,
tier
into where the new
shed.
builds are.
Nothing. Where's
They're
Gannon? Are
all,
you
like,
looking for
you just go
Gannon?
around. It's like in loop.
Okay,
So I don't know what you're asking.
Okay.
So far.
sure.
I mean, I could show you. I just don't know your terms of distance that you're asking me. Like,
Okay. Well, I guess, like, so you're saying that they're, like, in a loop or whatever?
no, the whole area is in like there's loops, there's streets, there's
Okay.
like different sections of the new build.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like I can show you because you're gonna quote me on me giving you hand motion and things like that, and that's not fair to me being
You're gonna
on
quote
a
me. You're gonna
a
quote me.
conversation.
You're
That's
gonna
just not
quote
fair.
me.
And I'm sure if I had a attorney here, he would say we're gonna go show.
And you
Good
found this
God, no.
guy and asked him about
Yeah, his name was Eduardo. He said, Eduardo. I don't know how to say the Spanish names right, but Eduardo.
Oh.
okay,
Something like maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I heard Eduardo.
with like a G.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it might be a J if it's the Spanish. I'm not sure how they do it, but I'm not Spanish, but Eduardo.
So he said he told you that was his name.
Yeah, he said Eduardo. Yeah. And so maybe about
It is
like
very nice.
5'8", really skinny. He had on a tool belt.
Good God.
Had on like a sweater vest, like a cold weather vest. I think it was red. I don't really remember exactly, but he did have blue jeans on, and he had on the combat boots or whatever. I'm assuming in my mind that this was just this was somebody who was he looked like he was like a legit worker. There was people, like on the houses. There were people working in different areas, so I didn't think it was
Sure.
that he was a legit, not necessarily a contractor, but someone that was going to be able to.
Someone knowledgeable to be able to.
Yeah. Right. And I didn't explain to him what had happened. Like, I didn't say, okay, this happened. I said, we need a piece of carpet. You have the carpet that for this model of home.
Okay. And what did he say?
He said yes. And I was like, do you have the carpet? And I gave him like a hand reference of like the size that I would need. And he said, yes, we have a roll for that. They have I don't know if he said they had all of them have the same in his model homes or the same color. He would say something along, I don't really know the definition of that, but some certain homes have the same exact thing and everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, might have the same 4 in 1, the same, because a lot of the homes are the same every 5 houses or whatever.
Right.
So you're
Like they
saying-
have like 3 or 4 houses that they build over and over and over again.
Right.
Okay. And they put the same finishings in them.
Mhm.
Okay.
That was my assumption that I had taken from that.
Okay. And so he said that they had it, and then what happened next as far as like him having it?
So
Do you need to get that?
no, it was I just always took it to make sure it's not my garter.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have to wear your mom. So he said he was going to bring the carpet and fix it. And I gave him the code to get into the garage.
Good God.
And you had mentioned that you thought maybe you would find somebody that would want to do like a side job or whatever else. Like how much did he say he was going to charge you for doing this and for the carpet and stuff like
Right.
that?
So we never had made that just like this that conversation. I just said, hey, and I'll give you a small donation. So what I did was I said, okay, I think my ex-husband, Holly's dad, he used to like work in like sheetrock and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, little jobs like this, back home would have been like $10 an hour. Here, it's probably a little more, like $15, $20 an hour, whatever. And I said, I'll give you a small donation. You didn't ask me earlier about the part, so sorry if we left that out. And I said, I'll give you a small donation. And then in my mind, the donation was going to be $50. So that's exactly, I had cash. That's exactly what I had was the $50 like on the counter. And I explained that to him, that it would be on the counter. Thank you for, doing it. Make sure the garage is closed. And like I said, you didn't ask me all that, but I did go through a conversation. I just didn't be like, hey, bring the carpet. Here's the
Sure, and that's what
I don't want you to think that because that is not what happened. I went through the process of make sure you close the garage back. We have a security system. I told him we had cameras. Like I talked it up through the conversation. Okay.
Whatever.
That this is the steps and the processes and stuff like that to follow.
Okay. So let's talk about that conversation a little bit, just because we didn't, and that's why we should go back and get more information and everything else like that. So he says he has the
Damn,
carpet,
Eduardo.
and then did you ask him like, okay, can I just have the carpet, or did you ask him like, can you fix it for me, or did he volunteer to fix it for you?
What do you mean just have it?
Like, did you ask him if he would just give you the carpet, or like?
I was going to be like a package deal. I was assuming, but it's just like I wasn't asking for like the carpet for the size room. I gave him like the like the size. So in my mind is he's bringing a scrap like rolls or scraps or whatever. That's already some extra from the job.
Okay, so you didn't ask him to just like bring you carpet so you could fix it. You asked him to come and fix it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean I had in my mind to fix it. But then I was like, you have to measure, and then like because I changed tools, like one side was going to be like this length, so if you cut it different on that side, and it just was a little out of my thought process so that I could.
Okay, yeah. Have you if you've never done carpet before? I would imagine that like trying to patch something would be kind of hard, especially if you had to use different stuff to cut it. Okay. Okay. So he agrees to come to your house to fix it. So you give him the address.
I went through the whole spiel of here's where it's at, like his money, how much we do back home. I mean, it was probably like a good 2-3 minute conversation of the specifics that needed to be done. And I did that out of panic because I needed to get it fixed. I didn't want to put it on Craigslist because people say call me or this and they upcharge and we need to replace the whole section and things like that.
And did he tell you like what he would charge you, or did you just say this is how much I'm willing to pay?
No, I just immediately said that I was going to give a donation, like in the terms of I didn't really have a lot to give you, but can you like hook me up? But I kind of was like, can you like hook me up like that? Being more of like a please do this for me. I really need it. Like I don't have a lot of money.
Like a favor.
Yeah, I mean,
Good morning, Eminem.
Working, and he makes so much an hour and can make an extra $50 that day. That was 150 might turn into 200.
Gotcha.
So in my mind of thinking of doing that was bad times that Holly's dad would do the same thing. He would be like, don't go pay a subcontractor. Go
Boom.
get someone who wants to work after hours, or whatever. And so that was my thought process. That'd be cheaper, faster. Someone come do it right away. And then we're done with the situation.
Okay. So, what did you tell him as far as like how to get into the house and stuff like that?
What do you mean how to get? I just gave him the garage code
Okay.
And I explained where the carpet needed to be replaced. So, I mean,
Okay.
there's no like, when you enter the home, there's no like specifics. You just upstairs, downstairs. That's it.
So you told him it was downstairs and kind of the area that it was in, or
You walk downstairs, you would have saw it.
okay.
Like it wouldn't have been like you needed to go search for it. I mean, that's
Okay.
common sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not saying you
so-
common sense. I'm saying to the person that's common sense, like, oh, that's carpet, you know. 'Cause see, I had took the rug right here when I showed the police when I came. I had took the rug and put like a piece of carpet that was on it. But the problem with the piece of carpet that was on it was that was a piece of carpet that was from the outside.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? So we walk on it and
It was like an extra piece.
right. And I mean, sure, they could have, you know, used the same carpet, but I needed a carpet to fit a specific size. So if someone had extra carpet, then why not go ahead and fix the whole thing, you know?
Sure.
And we could have a little extra roll for, hopefully there's ever an emergency or anything like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Because I thought that there would have been some somewhere. Like,
In your house?
right.
Okay.
Because, you know, like sometimes, you know, like I knew like when we had our home, we sold it, we left our square, what are they called? The hardwood floors. And we left like maybe like 10 little sheets and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So like I thought, you know, but in my mind, like, okay, no, I'm just going to go. I hadn't seen anything, so I had to, you know,
Go find it.
it, yeah.
Okay.
And you act so much differently when you're trying to be impulsive and hurry up and get it done, quick decision, when I probably could have just been like, hey, you know, let's look at something that we have maybe in the back corner, we could have cut a piece out or something like that, but I didn't want to go mess up another lady's house.
An old lady.
Another lady's house. But it's her house. Like the renter, like the owner, we rent from them.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you guys owned.
No.
My bad. Okay. So so you left, so you went there, you said that he was about 5'8".
Yeah.
Okay. What color hair did he
I
have?
say 5, 'cause my husband's 6, but just a little bit shorter, skinny, dark hair like mine. You might think I'm Hispanic, so like I'm really brown in the summer, but
He wasn't here too.
Okay.
He's Hispanic.
I know, but you always think that. So the skin complexion was a lot darker than mine.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know if you want me to give you like a for skin complexion thing, but I would say like middle to tannish
Okay.
color.
And was his hair, like, did it have texture to it? Was it straight? Was it curly?
Well, he had a thing on his head, so it was like a little, I don't know, like a fat piece or something. And it was just, I can't tell you like a hairstyle because he had like a little brown like strap thing around it, but it was just like almost like jet black hair.
Okay.
But it wasn't like long.
Okay. And then, what was his face shape like?
Maybe like a little chubbier than mine,
Okay.
like more rounded.
Was there anything about his face that like stands out that would help us be able to find him? Like that would we be able to be like that guy right there? Like, did he have?
Well, I was
tattoos
looking for like
or-
some bad saying, but like maybe like a little bit of is it craters or like the little holes. I don't say holes. No, like you know how you can see some people and it's got like a little like holy like skin from the acne.
like acne?
Yeah, like stars.
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
Yeah,
We'll
so,
put that up.
like acne scars were kind of like present just a little bit there,
Okay.
and not bad though, not like super bad, but it could have been like even more like wrinkles or like whatever. But it's just a little section of like you could detail it was just like from like age or whatever,
Okay.
or maybe even from dryness. I don't know. I wasn't giving him a skin consultation, but I do remember there was like little spots here.
Okay. Did he have any facial hair?
Yes, he had a mustache that went right here, like around in this area, and that was completely it.
Okay.
It went like this here, like the.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you this because I don't know how to say the wording.
Okay, just the mustache.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said his hair was like jet black.
Mhm.
Do you remember like could you tell approximately how long it was?
Or his hair.
Like, was it long, short?
Yeah, I just told you that. I just said it wasn't long. It was the belt
That's
was like
dirty.
very slick fit around it, and like flat,
That's
like
good.
little flat pieces here.
Oh,
So, not
okay.
bald, not bald, but
This stinks.
not
Get
long.
down.
Nothing
Get
was
down.
hanging
Get down.
on the shoulders or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a military cut or anything like that.
Yeah, no,
Oh
not a
my
military coat or anything
God.
else.
Okay. So kind of like medium length.
Sit down. Sit
Um,
down.
And then, how old do you think he was?
I would say easily late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
But and based upon me thinking that too about the facial structure, you know how you can look at some people's skin and the is it lacticity or whatever, and it's different. So like those little, you could tell that had been there for a while.
Okay.
Almost like it was like I don't say a sunburn, but almost like you could just tell something had been. That's a very unique feature I just wanted you to have, because that wasn't something that, you know, like, hey, did the person have lipstick? This was, you know, on their face that would be permanent.
Sure. Do you remember seeing any tattoos or any other like
No,
large
I didn't remember
arms?
seeing. I just remember the vest. I didn't see any tattoos. He had a shirt under the vest. I don't know, shirt or jacket.
Okay.
I mean, like, I say under the vest, but like, you know how you have the vest over and people wear the shirt? Yeah. That's like a Colorado thing, but kind of.
What color was the jacket? Do you remember? Or
I just remember the red part, because remember I told you earlier, I was like, I think it's red, but I was talking about the top layer.
Yep.
Yeah.
That the vest was red.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know if you remembered what color the shirt was that was underneath.
No, I
or if
don't.
you- Okay.
I don't.
And then you said he had boots on.
Yeah, he had on like the Rocky boots, or like the construction boots that everybody wears.
Do you remember what color they were?
Yeah, they were that light pink or like a sand.
Okay.
And he had, remember I told you he had the belt thing. I don't know, everybody had the belt, but I just,
You said it was a tool belt?
yeah, it was like a strap thing that had his pocket. I mean,
Okay.
and remember I told you that at the scene. I don't remember like a specific color. It was just, oh yeah, you know, you see somebody, you're like, oh, person in black shirt or whatever. I didn't.
Okay.
I do, but the face did stick out, and I wish I was good at drawing, because I'd want you to notice that or whatever. And it was like more rounded, kind of like craters type thing.
Sure. And then, so, and you went through the fact that, so you guys left there and you went to Petco?
Well, we already talked about, I don't know if I got gas beforehand or not, but I told you guys I would be more than willing to give you the information from an exact travel for the route, but we immediately left the Worsted Ranch area. That's what you're at.
Okay. Yeah. So what was, you had said you were going to leave him the cash on the bar. Did you go back and put that there, or were you going to or had you left that there whenever you left?
No, so we have, I always have like everything that was in all the notes and everything like that was in the drawer that sits on this side of the kitchen or whatever. Okay. I had cash put in there because I had gotten, I was playing the lottery, so I had got cash back from the lottery, and I had already laid it out on the counter. My mindset was, the reason I already laid it on the counter was not because I had it predetermined I was going to leave it out for a specific person. I already had it laid out on the counter because I was going to give that money to Harley, because Harley has been paying on the dog, because Chance, we financed him.
Okay.
I say finance him, but she's paying him back or whatever. And we always give her a portion of Chance and a portion of her car payment. So I was going to give that back to her anyway.
Okay.
And so in that moment, I don't even remember when I came in that I checked to see that the whole month, I left her $100, but I didn't check in the moment if that $100, so when I walked in, I didn't say, hey, there was only 20 there. And my mind wasn't thinking about, you know, like, it was gone. So I thought, you know, okay. But in my conversation with him, here's how much you want to do, donation, blah, blah, blah. So when I come in, I didn't think to go look to see if he left the remainder of the $100. Like, that just wasn't in my mindset, because
it was already there on the counter whenever you had left.
Right, and that was just because when Holly got in, I was going to tell her that was usually like I Zilly her money, or you know, like whatever we pay.
What?
Zilly?
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, everyone else does Zilly, like, so it's kind of like Apple Pay or whatever.
Okay.
But they usually like I Zilly her money or things like that. But I would have this. I haven't had my USAA credit card in such a while, so I didn't have a way to go get it or whatever. So I had lottery ticket money.
Okay.
So I was like, I would use the lottery ticket money that I'd been stashed in to go buy new lottery tickets.
Okay. And do you remember, was that like when you put it out there, was it like 20?
Yeah, so it's all
10?
it's always 10s, and the reason it's always 10s is because I tell myself I'm not playing anything like above the like the 10 amount,
Okay.
and I go to the save weight all the time and put it in that machine.
Okay.
If you put more than $10 in that machine, they're going to keep it, and you have to
Oh, okay.
ask, oh, I put a 20 in there, you got to spend 20 in lottery.
Okay. So you had $10 or $100 and $10 bills
Yes.
on the counter when you left?
Yes.
Okay. So you weren't worried, you didn't have to go back to like put that back out for him before you went out?
Yeah, no, and I didn't intentionally like leave it and say, whatever. In my mind when I left this, I didn't know like, hey, what time? I didn't have a specific time. I knew I needed to be back before Lena, but usually Holly gets off at 3:15, so I was assuming she might meet me back home.
Okay.
But she worked. Remember I told you like they were having people having to take shifts and all that, so she ended up working till later in the day.
Sure. Okay. All right. So, and then you come home. Let's talk about what happens when you come home. Okay. And I know that that it can be difficult to talk about. So,
And I didn't want to talk about that part without. I'm one of those people that tries to like not think that mental health is always an issue or like things like that. And in my mind, I was afraid of the whole like, oh, it's causes mental health problems, like that type of thing. So
sure.
talking about it, I'm trying to like. I think if I'm like emotions, I'm trying to be the blocker to think that I'm not going to let that be a stigma that I'm going to have mental health problems because of this. So that.
No, and what I was going to say is because, I've been a special victims unit detective, and so I've had to investigate different types of assaults and sex assaults and stuff like that with adults and children.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of want to let you know, and this is, I would let anybody that I was going to have this conversation know, that's what I've experienced with, and that it can be a hard thing to talk about, and that I understand that. And that it can be kind of a sensitive subject, and like people don't always want to say specifics, but for us, like, to be able to document everything and to be able to really pursue it, we have to get into the specifics. And I just want to apologize up front for that, because I know it can be uncomfortable. Does that make sense? Are you okay?
What's she doing? Yeah. She's in the plane is going to crash position. Put your head between your legs. What the hell, Letecia?
Do I have to talk about that? I don't want to I don't want to be dreaming. It's so anymore. I'm sorry, you don't want what? Dreaming? I want to dream anymore. I gotta keep saying it. Like in my mind, I keep saying it. And I'm trying to block it. I'm fighting a battle, blocking out exactly everything, Sure. Well, so if you would just ask, like, I can say yes. I just don't want to be like really
Still,
in terms of, are you talking about like
she's been talking
about like? So what I'd like you
almost
to do
an hour and a
is-
half, and
is
she
start
has
by
not
telling me
mentioned
what you remember
Gannon.
hearing whenever you
Not
came
one
in
time.
today. And then and
Other
as
than
you
he
walk
was
me
crying
through
when
it,
he burnt the
I'll have to
carpet.
ask you some questions, okay? Yeah. Okay. So you, and correct me if I get anything wrong, okay? You had said earlier that whenever you came in, that you thought maybe that Gannon had come into the house first.
I'm almost positive he went into the house first because I had to get the bags that we had purchased,
Okay.
like the Petco bag.
Sure. And you guys came in through the garage, correct?
I want to say the garage. I'm like 80% that it was the garage because we parked on the front without the truck.
Okay. So you come in through the garage. Gannon has already come inside. What's the first thing you remember seeing whenever you come inside?
I usually always go in to think about, hey, I need to let the dogs out. Hey, I need to do this.
Mhm.
You know, like that is my mentality, is to go in to do that. And the alarm could tell if no, it won't, because I had put those things on there. See, that's where the hard part is, because I can't give you the exact time, because yeah, but it might. And some of the sensors, remember I told you I had the things going on, and we had put the little towel things on them or whatever. Some of the sensors were picking up, but some of them weren't. So I can't give you the like exact time. If I went in, I could tell you if I went in and went upstairs or went downstairs first by the motion. But the motion was all off because I had put
towels.
right.
You hadn't pulled those down from the night before yet.
Yeah, like in my mind that was not like some of them like the one in the corner like hangs up the side, so it might have picked it up or it might have not. So if it wasn't for that, I could tell you by that did I go straight in and go straight to the basement, or because it would say like, well, so there's most activity.
I want to, so with this kind of conversation, it's really all about what you remember, what your perspective
Right.
is. Okay.
So I remember it was just basically being, you know, like normal, because I'm excited. We got, you know, new clothes for the pets, and we're coming in the door, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
The day's halfway through. I knew I had specific responsibilities to continue out the rest of the night. My brain hadn't said, hey, you need to go check or anything with the money yet, because I just wasn't on that, you know, that direction yet.
Sure.
I was on the direction I wanted to work out, I wanted to listen to my music, I wanted to, you know, like relax. That was my mindset. But it wasn't to be like, okay, this here, that type of thing. Sure, it should have been, because I gave someone the code to get into our house. But in my experience in Lorton Ranch, it's been that, you know, most everyone has people, they give people their codes and let them come in and fix things.
What?
And, you know, like you can do the Amazon packages and have them delivered inside the door. So I wasn't thinking, you know, like I need to run in and check, make sure it's okay. If I felt that I was doing a harmful situation, that would have been my first off, I wouldn't have done it. But second off, I would have went in immediately and been like, did he fix what he's supposed to do? Did he think something from the home? That would have been my initial thing. So it was a normal, I want to listen to music, I want to work out. I don't know, I might have got something to drink. I don't, up and down dogs, that type of thing. That would have been my, you know, mentality. But what I didn't hear anything until I had my headphones on, and I thought, like, one of those things where you thought you heard something, because like the downstairs, if anybody makes any kind of noise like a boing, it's like it echoes really loud.
Oh, really?
Like it has like a loud echo through the vent.
Okay.
So even sometimes, whether you're asking about noise counseling or not, even like having things on or not, sometimes it's just the way that, you know, they're sitting on there, you hear something, you know, and that was like, you know, almost like an echo noise.
Okay.
And that was, and below my room would be that storage room.
Okay.
So
you were in your room when you heard that?
So when I heard that, I don't remember if I was, I know I had the headphones on.
Okay.
I don't remember if I was in the room or walking back and forth, because I had a big speaker box over here. And then either I play the big speaker or play the headphones, or however on the big speaker back and forth. So I don't know if I was like here, there. Again, I wish I could give you the motion thing, because that would give you a better time, like a 254 or whatever, 255 here, like that. But when I heard it, that's when I was just kind of like, oh, I hear something. Remember, I even told you earlier, I had to, couple of times before I even thought that would be of a concern.
So when you thought you heard something, what happened there?
So I don't remember if it was one or two times or whatever that I kind of was like doing this here and I back and forth. And that's when I told you that I, you know, started to walk down the stairs. And I told you that Deanna was on to the right of the area.
Okay.
Like when you walk down the stairs, he was on the right of the area.
Okay.
And
okay. And was the guy just out, or?
No, the noise was probably because of like moving around, I guess, or whatever. And the door was like almost not necessarily like a semi-crack, but well, maybe a little semi-crack. I don't know if he was looking out, like peeking out or anything like that. And so I noticed that someone was right there. And that's when immediately it was just, there was no, it wasn't like, hey, how are you? It was, if someone's in your home, they're not there to, when they're not supposed to be doing whatever, they're not there to like talk to you. It was immediate from then on. That it went to that. Ganna came in.
Okay.
Tried to get on.
So let's slow all that part down.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you go downstairs. you notice somebody's there. What's the next thing that happened?
So I noticed that he was there. And
Mhm.
he had, I told you when I went in my room earlier, one of the things that I remember triggered, not the trigger, but I thought was odd, but I had my shades and I remember I told you my doors were open to the cabinet in the room.
Okay.
So I noticed that they were open. So that kind of, my mind was like, did I leave that open? But that also set off the fact of when your brain runs rapidly and you're looking, you're like, gosh, that's why that door was open. Because that
So like you put it together.
right. I put it together very, very quickly. And so that part ran back in my mind. And so immediately when he saw that, he saw me, I don't know if the intentions was to us to come in that soon. I don't know the intention if it was to do anything, because I don't think the intentions was going to be like take anything from us, because it was he already had on gloves. He already had had obtained a gun from our home, like had already done those things, and immediately it was in attack mode for me.
Okay.
And from there, and oh, I didn't mention to you, I did go in the cabinet because I take a lorazepam for anxiety, and I was like already super anxiety from like having all this, like going on and stuff like that, like fire stuff like that. So I took 2 lorazepams. So I did go in, take two lorazepams and blah, blah, yada, yada.
And that was in the cabinet, the lorazepam, or was that somewhere else?
Like in the kitchen?
No, you said that you went in. Where was?
I'm sorry. Like in the kitchen, we have a kitchen cabinet. I have to say that to you.
Okay.
The cabinet that I'm talking about, that the doors are, is a bedroom cabinet. I say cabinet. It's like a armoire, like a smaller one has doors that open. Okay. I should specify cabinet, so something.
Right.
The bedroom one, the kitchen one would be where the
medication.
Right. So I did take. That's why I said I think I might have got some drink or something, but I did take 2 of that. Okay. Instead of that, I did do that, and then I did come down with it.
Okay. So just so we're clear, the kitchen cabinet was where your medication was. Describe for me the armoire in the bedroom where the shades and your gun was.
So you want to know like what's in it, or like what?
What does it look like? What color is it?
Sorry, so it's silver, like a chromish color with like glass.
Okay.
And it does have handles, like little knobs that you can pull on or what, like pull open. And then of course they have like, I keep my important documents in there, like a passport.
Does it have drawers or anything?
No drawers.
Okay.
It has the insert,
Like shelf?
the shelf.
Okay. Perfect. And where does that fit in your bedroom?
If you walk in the room, like say I'm like opening the door, walking in the room, it's exactly right here.
Okay. And is it on something, or does it have its own feet?
It has on feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're talking.
Yeah, it has its own feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and like if I had to do like I don't know what samples or whatever, I just wanted to tell you about the medicine because I didn't want you to like, but I mean it's prescribed to me anyway. So.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah, and I had already taken one that morning too, so it was just, I don't have to take them in panic attacks, but I just had taken a lot. I don't say a lot of it. That sounds bad, but I'd taken. Yeah, I don't take any at all unless I'm having a panic attack. And I had.
It was a little bit more than usual.
Right. Just because it was just, like the whole anxiety of it. So
you go downstairs and you see him, and you said that he had already found a gun.
He had already been in the home, like in our home, like being, like I say, moving, like doing something, because you wouldn't have just walked in and known, hey, there's something here. You had to go in, and most people would probably look through drawers and things like that. I don't know. I'm not making that assumption. That's what it is. I'm just saying he had already obtained one. So I'm kind of like, I can't speak for what, like what went on or anything. Okay.
What can you describe the gun for me?
So it was our black gun.
Black gun.
I don't know what make and like what the brand was or whatever.
Okay. Was it? Do you know whether it was like a revolver or like a
no automatic?
Automatic.
Yeah, like you just pull the trigger.
Okay. And is that like and do you know the caliber maybe?
I think the 380
380
or 9, one of those.
Okay. So you said it was your black gun. Okay. How many How many guns do you guys have?
4.
4. Okay. What kind are they?
I don't know the big one that Albert has. It's kind of like an AR or something.
Okay.
And then there's the shotgun. And so two, I think they're both 2 380.
380.
Yeah, like I think I think it's like a 380 or like they're like 380.
Okay. And are they both black or like sometimes they have like the colorful one?
Yeah, mine's like a teal color.
Okay. Do you have a black one and a teal one?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I just wanted to cover that really quick. Okay. So you go downstairs. You've already obtained a gun. You think it's your black gun.
Well, no, I don't think I saw the color black.
Okay.
So I was assuming where I told you that my mind went through that was like
That it was
not our black gun.
right.
Now at that time I wasn't 100% if it was or not because
Mm-hmm.
there's plenty of black guns.
Sure. So tell me what happens next.
So you want me to go through the whole like assault again?
Well, we need to know like more specifics about it. So you said you saw him and that he had the gun and then he attacked you. How did he attack you?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a recess until 3:15. Again, don't discuss the case among yourself. Don't discuss the case with anyone else. Don't do any research about any aspect of the case. With that, if we can have everyone back in the jury room at 3:15.
3:15?
Rise for the jury, please.
What the hell? That's unusual. Well, okay then. I did hear that right. Hey, friends? Absolutely. Well said, Bruja.
Thank you, May all be seated. Records should reflect it.
Puerto Rico. Oh, I'm glad you found us.
Looks like that's about right.
No, because I know there's another video that's, I don't think, it'll probably be mid-morning Friday where they get to me, so.
Not sure we're gonna finish this one today.
Yeah, we may not. There will be some empty time, I think, in the room that we'll just push through, but when I mean empty, nobody's in the room.
Great, yeah. But it's not gonna be like 30 minutes, right?
I can't remember. Honestly, there's a chunk though.
Okay, well, we'll just, if we get it finished today, great. If we don't, we'll finish it up on Friday. And my docket tomorrow is virtual, so you can leave everything here.
Okay.
You don't have to clean off tables, you don't have to do anything.
Good. Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you, Court will be in recess then.
All right.
You bet, Bruja. Some great people here. I have met a lot of great people. You betcha. So, okay, well, it looks like 3:15 it is. It looks like we're going to have more. Let me jump over here. Looks like we're going to have more audio today and tomorrow. I enjoy actually listening to stuff coming right out of her mouth. She, I think the dogs are going to go. Oh, no. Nope. So, yeah, I kind of like hearing the stuff come directly out of her mouth. There are so many stories. There are so many characters. I mean, we're just starting to hear about Eduardo. So, good Lord, we still have a whole cast of characters to see yet. So I will jump off. I've got Lori Vallow video coming out. And if we're not going back until 3:15, I'll see what's happening with Koberger and the rest of them. So, guys, thanks for being here. Great meeting you, friend. Welcome to the community. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.